Hello, my dear friends from Africa, my dear ministers, pastors. I'm very glad to see you. And I'm getting some emails with some questions, some things that you want to know about the ministry. And I made a decision so we could do this like kind of video blog that will help you to understand what to do. And the last time I talked to you, I shared with you, how to attract people. But there was another question that was risen. The question is how to raise people, how to raise people from zero to hero. I call it from zero to hero. Why? Because it's a process. First of all, you have to understand that in order for you to see disciples, there are two types or two ways people are ministers are going. Some of them, they're going by trying to attract people from other churches or other ministries, those who are already successful. I don't really mind about it, but there is one concern I really have about it. Of course, one is ethical side of it. The ethical side is that, trust me, it's not good. Whenever you take people, whenever you attract and you draw people from other sides, from other ministries, do you really sure it's ethical? Do you really sure that what you sow you shall reap, or you want to reap these kind of things? I'm pretty sure that you are not. But there is also another side, practical. So whenever you work with people who has already been under the leadership of some people, you have to understand there is always some flashbacks from the past. There will be always flashbacks, and it's really hard to change someone unless the person will see that the changes are needed. So my personal opinion and my personal point of view, that it's much better to take someone from zero or even from minus, because the person who has needs, that person will really need to do something, really want to do something, really want to be changed, really want to change something in the life. So what I suggest you to do not take people from other sides, from other ministries, from other churches. Of course, if they come, if that's their will and they want to come, of course there is nothing you can do about it. You have to work with the person. But if you really want to see some changes, what I would suggest you to do is take someone and take responsibility. Give yourself at least 1 year to raise person. And what I suggest you to do first you have to understand that everything in material world, it comes out of spiritual world. So that's why first thing you have to do, you have to pray and fast for that person. You have to develop the personality of that person with in your spirit first, with God. So you have to build, like Apostle Paul, he was praying that, Lord, I prayed so the personality or the inner being of that person will be complete as you are complete. So every time you have to understand, you have to build the image of that person in the spiritual world first. Then also you have to work with that person in order to build up that person brick by brick. Never, many pastors, they fall into temptation, to do everything from one sermon or from one conference. It's not working like that, because there is a process. First, you teach person, or even you show the person the true example. So when the person sees the example, the person says, okay, it responds, I want to be like that. I want to have those things. Then you start to teach person. When the person comes to you with a request, then I want to be changed. I want to be like you. I want to change these areas of my life, or that's who I want to become. And because of that request, you have to give that person the feedback. You have to teach the person. As you teach the person starts to practice. And when the person is practicing, you have to make sure that you have enough patience and you have enough love, and your heart is big enough to include all of that person's failures and mistakes. Because no one, when your child is learning how to walk, and when it fails, you don't say that, listen, you were not created to walk because you have failed. So listen, all of us, we're going to have some failures, and sometimes some major failures, but God's grace and our love should be enough to believe in that person, and then we have to correct that person with patience. We have to correct the person, and as you correct, the person has to practice again, and that's how little by little you become someone. You become someone who is growing. You become someone who is going well, and of course you have to feed the person with the Word of God. It's a very simple process, and most of you, I'm pretty sure you know about that. But most of us, we are looking for shortcuts. We're looking for the shortcuts because we, seeing the goal or having the goal, we try to achieve that goal as soon as possible, and that's why we try to do those shortcuts. Listen, the shortcut will never go, the shortcut gives you the long distance or the long way of changing that shortcut, or some failures after the shortcut. So that's why do not do those things. And what I suggest you to do, I share with you some ideas, but if you really want to get something, so write questions, write your requests, and I'm going to share with you those things, and they will help you for sure. So, stay with us, and God bless you.